I think that what people realize about the tank, no matter who comes to it, is that there's a common experience in terms of realizing that the tank isn't there to take from you. You're not going in to get something from the tank, but the tank itself gives. Initially, the tank was built as a water storage and softening unit for the steam engines and the railroads in the area. And when that technology became obsolete in the 1950s, it sat empty, as many of these tanks would have sat once diesel came along. So a sonic composer and explorer named Bruce Odland in the late 1970s was traveling around Colorado to rural communities for what was called the Chautauqua Tour. And it was a way to bring the arts to rural places in Colorado. He was walking down the road with all of his sound equipment, recording the sounds of the oil field for a sonic installation at the tour. And a couple of guys who are still unknown to this day came up and said to him, "Are you the sound guy?" And he said, "Yes." They threw him into the back of his truck, and their truck, and put him inside the 18-inch portal of the tank, and then started beating the outside of it with rocks and 2x4s. Maybe a semi-threatening experience, but suddenly was transformative for this guy who hears and thinks and sees through sound, right? So he returned that night with a friend, and thus began decades of artists and composers and sonic thinkers coming into the space to explore.
For me, singing in the tank as well as listening in the tank, it's extremely healing. And anytime I go in there with stress, I can just sing, and it just really clears all that out. And then I start listening, because you can feel your song and your notes coming back to you, and it really helps me slow down and connect with listening while I sing. And that really helps me become more mindful. And then I practice kind of treating the tank like a crystal singing bowl, and using my vocals to just really see what it can do, and then playing with the dynamics of that.
My favorite part about the tank is when people come here and they have a spiritual experience when they walk in the tank, and then when they step out, they have a different perspective of the tank. When I play guitar in the tank, it has a really amazing sound that the tank creates that just kind of hangs out in the top, and so it almost adds its own harmonics to what I'm playing. And it's really beautiful to listen to that.
For me, it's really a mindful experience to express what I'm feeling, feel it come back inside the tank, and then it just sounds so beautiful that it just makes me see expression differently. It's just really profound, and it makes you come to the present moment and see listening and sound and expression completely different.
And I think people feel that power when they're in there, whether I'm singing or just being able to experience and observe. It's a space that gives somehow every time I'm in there, and that's powerful and beautiful to me.